Talking about how to run a local language model or AI completely free on your local computer with some easy tools that I'm going to show you today. So forget about monthly subscriptions or constantly shelling out for API calls. This is AI that runs on your machine, no strings attached. Plus, you keep your data private, no sharing with cloud servers. Because stick around, because we're going to break down exactly how these tools are perfect tool for you to level up your AI game, especially if you're a developer and want to learn more about AI. This is a great place to start. Let's dive in. Welcome to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer Thomason. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps and build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered and transformed the technology teams and products. So why would you even want to run a local, an LLM or your AI engine locally? So picture this. You're working on a sensitive project, maybe something for a legal team, healthcare app, or a secure enterprise environment. Do you really want your prompts and response floating around on some cloud server somewhere? Well, with these tools I'm going to show you today, everything stays on your machine, no tracking, no prying eyes, right? So the best part is these tools don't just handle LLMs, it excels at them. It supports importing models from PyTorch, lets you customize how models run, and even works seamlessly with web and desktop apps like SwiftUI or Flutter. So we're talking about total control over your AI workflows without the hefty costs of OpenAI or similar platforms, not to mention their greedy eyes. So ready to learn how this works? Let's jump in today. So one of the biggest reasons to use these tools locally is the ability to create chatbots without needing to connect to external APIs like OpenAI. This means no monthly subscription fees and no paying for API calls. Everything run directly on your machine, giving you all the benefits of a powerful AI without the drawbacks of cloud dependence. And for developers, that's a game changer. It's like having OpenAI in your back pocket, but without the hefty bill at the end of the month. So let's talk about the model customization. We're going to dive into this a little bit here. So where do you get started? Now, first of all, if you have an underpowered laptop, this might not work super well. They do work. It does work, and it's a little sluggish and slow, but it's certainly not anything you would want to run. What I would recommend is jumping on Facebook Marketplace, going out and finding a $300 to $350 gaming machine, right? So if you go search gaming machine and you look in the $250 to $350 range, you're going to find an old gaming machine that has between a 4 gig graphics card and an 8 gig graphics card. That's going to be one of the most important things. But anything that was a gaming machine within that price range is going to be able to get you started on running stuff really fast. And so this is plenty fast for what you need. Generally speaking, when you're running a large language model, I'm going to pull up one of the sites really quick so you can see one of the most common sites that you'll be looking at for downloading models. All right, so huggingface.co is the most popular AI repository that you'll find with the most models out there. And this is just a huge repository, thousands of different models. And as you go out there to look for the different models, you'll be able to see what sizes of these models are. Now, if you don't know anything about models, to start with, you're looking for just full text ones. We're not going to get into the video to text or picture detection or audio text. Just start with some pretty simple text models here. And I'll show you some of the real simple ones to start with. But this is this repository that I'm talking about. And so all of these download into a GGUF model, right? And so that's the structure that these models are going to come down in, is a GGUF model. This is your Hugging Faces model where you'll find this hub of all these. And so this is where you can start by downloading these models, but you don't need to go start here, because if you dive into Hugging Faces, you're probably gonna get overwhelmed. So the tools that I'm going to show you today are going to help you get started with running some of these right up front, right? And so that's one of the first things I want to point out is one of these models, right? This is where you start with customizing them. Now you're going to see some common sizes of models. You're going to see 1 billion input, 3 billion input, 7 billion input, and then on. Now, 11 billion input's a pretty important size too. Now, as you see these different sizes, the thing to remember is you want a graphics card that's going to be 1.2 gigabytes times the size of the billion of input, right? So if you have a 3 billion input, it's going to run pretty well on a 4 gig graphics card. 7 billion input will run well enough on an 8 gig graphics card. Now, these may not be like production level, but it'd be enough for you to get something started, get a really proof of concept off the ground. And so this is a great place to start to get you started with working with some models. Now, I want to show you something else here, and what we're going to dive into today is a great tool called Ollama. And so let me pull that up for you here. Now, Ollama is totally free and it's open source. And so you just go to ollama.com. Great place to run some of the, especially some of these smaller models, right? This is really where I tell you to get started with some of these. So Llama 3.2, Phi 3, Mistral, Gemma 2, these are all really good places. So what you want to do is to start with, you go and pick which operating system you're going to run at. Obviously, I'm going to run this one, download this guy for Windows here because I'm on a Windows machine right now. But this runs great on Linux, especially with pretty much all these cards out of the box are available on Ubuntu, Mint, some of these other distros, and so the Linux version of Ollama runs fantastic on a server. But if you're deving on a Windows laptop or Mac, also runs really well on here, right? And as you get into these, you're going to download this, and then you're going to want to dive into some of the libraries, right? And that's where you go to look for the models. So this is where you see models that are supported out of the box. Now, one of the great things about Ollama is that it also allows you to download all of those from Hugging Faces that we were talking about, and there's a convert command to allow you to convert them. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. So I'm going to show you how to use this and how to get it installed. So once you got this downloaded, oh, looks like something got cranky with it. Let me get this downloaded and we'll be right back. Okay, so we got our download done here now. We're going to go ahead and fire this up and get this guy rocking and rolling to get the installation started. So I clicked on that to get that running. All right, once the installer starts, it's pretty simple with not a whole lot of options, right? It's going to install, and just lay out these files. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this so that y'all can see this finish up here. I'll make sure I stop if there's any other options along the way. All right, now once you have it installed, one of the things you'll see down here in your system tray, you'll see a little, whoop, my head's in the way. Let me move my head here so you can see the system tray. Once you're down here into this, you have it installed, you'll see down here in the system tray an Ollama, little llama guy, right? Now there's not a whole lot here. It's really just quit Ollama and view logs. So you might initially install it and think, what did I just do? Now, if you want to go into the Llama 3.2, we're going to kind of show you how to run this here. All right, now I've clicked on Llama 3.2 and you'll see that this is Meta Llamas 3.2 and it goes small with 1 billion or 3 billion parameters, right? So you can see that it's telling you, and so this is what we were talking about earlier, where if it says 3 billion parameters, this will run comfortably on a 4 gig graphics card, right? So to get started, we get to bust out the good old command line. Yep, because you're not a real developer unless you know how to use a command line, right? And so we're just going to bust open our command prompt. I'll bring it over to that screen here. Once we have our command prompt here, we're going to use that command. So we're going to say Ollama. And if you notice, these are all your options there. You can say Ollama, and we can say Ollama list. And this will tell us all the ones that we have installed. Now, in this case, we want to pull down and use the 3.1. Let's just go ahead and use the 1 billion parameter. That'll be good enough for our use case here. I do have a 4 gig graphics card, but I am streaming and using this video, so we're just going to stick with 1 gig for right this minute for the tests. So we're going to say Ollama pull, and I guess that would be, so you don't actually even have to say the pull. You can do the pull and run individual ones, or you can just say run, and if it doesn't have it, it's going to go and pull down that model first. So you see it's going to download 1.3 gigs. My internet connection is running okay right at the moment, but we're going to pause this so you don't have to watch the 1 gig download here. Now, while that's down here, I want to talk about some other things. So you can actually get into customization. Ollama lets you convert those GGUF model files and run them locally with just a simple command, Ollama run model name, right? This opens up endless possibilities for tweaking models to suit your needs, whether you're building something creative, scientific, or enterprise grade. It's like having a Lego set where every piece fits perfectly into your ideal AI solution. Now, another standout feature with Ollama's extensive model library, and if you go to look at the library, you'll see that there's, and we can go and take a look at these after we get this running. We'll show you that there's a lot to experiment from, and these are ones that are just out of the box with a single command. Now, hey, if your company isn't working, isn't like it's connected, check out here at starterpack.com. We can help you get your company working like a well-oiled machine. Or if you want to integrate some AI stuff, hit us up here at starterpack.com/Spencer because we can help you get started. Now, Ollama integrates beautifully into various platforms and tools. So whether you're using SwiftUI apps for iOS or Mac, or even Vision OS, Ollama has you covered. Tools like Enchanted make it easy to build mobile integrations, while Flutter apps like Made take your cross-platform AI workflows to the next level. So imagine deploying an AI assistant on your phone or laptop that doesn't rely on cloud services, and Ollama makes that possible. Now, for those who need database integrations, Ollama steps up again. It supports connection to several data platforms, making an excellent choice for anyone working with structured data or large-scale enterprise applications. It's like giving your AI access to your treasure trove of information. Now, let's look again here and see how we're doing on our download to see. So we are now downloaded and ready to rock and roll, right? So you can see that we've downloaded all of these. It's some of the other configuration files. It is now running and asking for you to send a message to it. So we're going to ask the infamous, why is the sky blue, right? And you can see how quickly this responds, right? Like it's doing this in real time, and so it's returning this, and it works really quickly. Now, the nice part is that this is actually running on a local host port, so that you can actually query against this even using web applications. So in our next video, so make sure you like and subscribe, I'm going to show you guys how you take Ollama running locally and how you can run this on your server, and then simply by installing Ollama, put in a .NET wrapper around it, make it so you can actually query against this and run your own application. We've done this with a lot of our different AI use cases. It works very well. Obviously, if you're going to be going for cutting edge, the latest and greatest, you'll probably want to get into some other direct ways. But if you just need some simple integrations or a worker that needs to be able to query against AI and you want to train the models, this is a great way to start. And for developers who want to kick off an MVP app with some AI integrations, this is an awesome way to get started. Now, we can then go look at our, say, Ollama list. It's going to show which models we have. Oop, I think it's talking to us now. So we're going to Control C. Let's go ahead and exit. I forgot how to get out of it. So to get out of it, all you have to do is hit /by, and you'll be out of the command prompt now. So now if I want to type Ollama, oops, I'm clicked on there, type Ollama and status, you'll be able to see Ollama and list. You'll be able to see that I have this model here. And if you forget what the commands are, just always type Ollama and you can see all of these. So this is a great way and you can look at different information about your models. So Ollama show, then we have to look at our command here, right? So if we say Ollama, this is going to tell us about our various model, right? And it'll tell us the information about it, though we also have the libraries. One of the advantages that you have is that Ollama comes packaged with a lot of really great libraries that have been well tested with Ollama. So if you head over here to Ollama and go to models, you'll see that there's lots of different libraries, and you can even search against these libraries to find which libraries work best. Some of the ones I would really encourage you to use is Gemma with a 7 billion if you have a 8 gig graphics card. Mistral with an 8 gig graphics card is fantastic. The Llama 3.1 is pretty good, but you got to get into some of the bigger graphics cards here. So a good 12 graphics card, 11 gig or 12 gig graphics card for the Llama 3.1. But 3.2 is fantastic. I think Llama 3.2 with a 3 billion input is amazing and very interesting. If you're looking for working against some coding stuff, you've got some code specific one with Quen. Lots of different models here. You can see this list goes for a long time. And I've played with a large portion of these, and there's some really impressive models that all come out of the box as simple as what I've just showed you today. Get this started. So wrapping things up here, because I want to kind of tell you about a little bit more about some of these benefits that you have in running these models locally, right? And so if integrating Ollama in your tech stack feels daunting, don't worry and just reach out to us here at starterpack.com/Spencer, because we'd love to consult with you and help you out. Even if you have some developers, we're happy to consult with you and show you how we've done it. Now, offline support is another huge benefit. If you're a developer and you want to be able to use Ollama, but you travel a lot, or you're offline, no internet, no worries. You can still use these completely offline. That model was running totally on my system, not using the internet at all. For prototyping, Ollama's capability should have been brighter. You can test new ideas, iterate quickly, and refine workflows without ever worrying about downtime or cloud limitations or cost, right? It's a really easy, cheap way for even a small business to offer some AI solutions right out of the bat. So the Ollama community is another reason to get excited. It's growing rapidly. There's forums, integrations, and libraries, tons of stuff to check out. Finally, scalability with cloud is where Ollama really shines. Running LLMs locally might sound small scale, but tools like Ollama let you scale up performance just like cloud services without the ongoing fees. It makes it perfect for businesses looking to harness AI scale without sacrificing cost or efficiency. Again, if you go out there and grab a couple $300 to $400 like gaming machines, you can probably find some of the 250 mark out there on local Facebook Marketplace or however you find your used stuff out there. Go grab some of these, and these machines have plenty of horsepower to be able to strongly run some of these models. Throw a .NET wrapper around it, and boom, you've got an AI-enabled app. So what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I love having a great discussion. If you guys think I'm crazy, if you appreciate it, give me a shout out here. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding bootcamp, as well as to build custom software solutions for companies. Reach out at startuphack.com/Spencer because we'd love to help you out, and we will catch you guys next time.
Want to become a software developer but don't want to spend 4 years in college and rack up massive student loan debts? Think you need technical expertise to get started? Welcome to Startup Hack, a better way to start your software career without student loans and years without income. One-on-one tutoring is included so you never get stuck and have guidance through the whole process. No technical experience is necessary. Learn at your own pace and in your own space. Startup Hack has worked with local state agencies in your area to make it so that qualifying students can get the program costs covered entirely and students can start earning while they learn.
Hello, I'm Tom Smith, and I completed the full stack development course offered by Startup Hack, and I must say that it was an excellent experience. The course curriculum was well structured and covered all the necessary concept and tools that I needed to start in software development. The tutors is what set this course apart from others. They were knowledgeable, experienced, and always available to help provide me with guidance and support. The course provided real-world examples and studies to help me understand and apply concepts better. The course was very hands-on. The projects were a bit challenging, but very rewarding. It helped me to build a strong portfolio of skills to showcase to potential employers. Startup Hack helped me land my first job as a software developer just weeks after completion. Do not hesitate to take advantage of this affordable and efficient software development course.
Hi, I'm Jacob Nickerl, and I completed the full stack development course offered by Startup Hack. It was the best decision I ever made by a landslide. In 5 months, I went from a college student who was working at Home Depot part-time to a full-time software developer, all without needing to finish my college degree. The course curriculum was extremely well structured and covered all the necessary concepts and tools that I needed to start as a developer. One thing setting Startup Hack apart from any other coding bootcamp was the quality of one-on-one tutoring available. I received invaluable coaching on real-world problems as part of the program, both via screen sharing calls and chat support. All of the projects that we did were challenging and thought-provoking, but left me feeling very accomplished and very prepared for my first job that I was offered just days after completing the program.
Complete our 3-month coding bootcamp, gain hands-on experience, and land a paid internship. With 2 years of experience on average, our graduates are making over $80,000 per year. The 3-month program includes technologies from Microsoft, Google, and Facebook. No debt, just a quick path to earning. Check out startuphack.com to code your future and start today.